What's going on, everybody? This is Cody, the home theater hobbyist, and today I have an unboxing and overview for you of the latest floor standing / tower speakers from Emotiva. These are the Emotiva T3 Plus, and I am really excited to listen to these speakers because just a few years ago I had an opportunity to review the T2 Plus from Emotiva, and I really enjoyed those. I like that nice smooth mid-range. In fact, in my last video where I talked about upgrading my clips, I mentioned that I have a short list of speakers that I was potentially thinking about upgrading to, and the T2 Plus was actually on that list because I really enjoyed that mid-range. So when I got the email announcing the T3 Pluses, I was like, oh, I really want to review those. So I reached out to Emotiva and they said, yes, I can review the Emotivas or the T3 Pluses, and here they are here. But I also asked, I said, hey, can I also get the T2 Pluses? Because I would love to compare the T2 Plus to the T3 Plus in my review. And they said yes. So I also have the T2 Plus over there. Now I'm not gonna unbox those in this video because I probably have a video on that. So I'll put a link to that in the description below, but they are definitely over there. And I'm going to be comparing this speaker to the T2 Plus in my full review. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be alerted when that video drops, hopefully just a few days after I publish this video. So just want to put that out there. Now, what are these? These are floor standing speakers, like I said, and they are three-way speakers, same as the T2 Plus, three-way speakers. And what that means is it has a dedicated high-end driver or tweeter, it has a dedicated mid-range driver, and it also has a dedicated bass driver. 3 drivers, three-way speakers. Now, a lot of traditional speakers have 2 drivers, a tweeter and a mid-range woofer that they kind of sort of combine and do some little tricks with. So a lot of people swear by three-way speakers because they're like, you have 3 drivers that are really producing that sound. And honestly, I can see why they say that, but in my personal opinion, you need to make sure that you do a good job with the three-way speaker design to actually make it work, because sometimes if you don't have the mid-range right, it doesn't quite work in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion. So like I said, these have a 3-way design along with the T2 Plus. But what makes these different than the T2 Plus is they add a second mid-range driver, so it has 2 mid-range drivers, and they also add another woofer on the bottom, so it has 3 woofers, 2 mid-range drivers, and 1 tweeter, all in the same cabinet. And quite frankly, I think it makes a pretty big cabinet. Looking at the specs on these, the speakers themselves weigh 85 pounds, so these things are massive. And to be completely honest with you, I think these are probably, I'm not going to say they are definitely the biggest floor standing speakers I've reviewed, but they are probably pretty close because they're very tall and they are very wide for floor standing speakers. And I reviewed quite a few. In fact, I have the T2 Pluses over there. I'm going to bring them in just to give you a size comparison because the T2 Plus is much more of what I'm accustomed to when I get floor standing speakers in, and this is much bigger than that. So let me bring a T2 Plus over here just so you can see that it's shorter and not as wide as this speaker. Okay, so hopefully you can see the difference in these 2 boxes. T2 Plus, T3 Plus. Much taller and much wider. Depth-wise, they are about the same. This is more of what I'm accustomed to with floor standing speakers, and this is what you get. So just in case you have the T2 Pluses, this gives you an idea, at least from a shipping standpoint, how much bigger the T3 Plus actually is. Now, I did have help bringing these upstairs, and I recommend help for anybody bringing these upstairs because they are so long. They probably weigh, I don't know, 90, maybe 100 pounds shipped, something like that. But it's really the length that's just a problem for most people. So definitely have help. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move this out of the way, take it back over there, and then I'm going to start unboxing these speakers. And I'm not totally sure how I should unbox these. So I think I'm just going to, cut this open and just sort of pull it out so you can kind of see it. But I'll figure that out as I go along and maybe give you some tips once I get these out of the boxes. All right, so to get this out of the box, basically what I did was, as you can see, I pulled it out, but I basically gave it a bear hug to pull it out. And like I said before, this speaker is big. This thing is big. I'm gonna take it off the base down here, but yeah, this is, she's a big girl. Okay, this is the bottom of the speaker. These are the feet right here. So I'm gonna flip this over. But a couple things real quick. If you're unboxing this by yourself, honestly, I recommend you get help, to be honest with you. But if you're unboxing this by yourself, when you're pulling out of the box, it may be better to just shimmy at the base a little bit to pull it out instead of just bear hugging it. Like shimmy it at the base out of the box and you kind of bear hug it and pull it out. But this is the bottom of the speaker. This is the speaker grill. As you can see, this grill is tall. And so I'm going to pull this off, pull this tape off. Like this. So this is the bottom. This says accessories, so I think these are the floor spikes that you can put on the bottom of the speaker. So I am going to move this box out of the way. Then I'm gonna put the spikes on and turn this over so I can put it on the floor. Carpet spikes. So here they are, the T3 Plus from Emotiva. And I have to say, they did a great job double boxing these and putting a lot of styrofoam around them to protect these speakers. Like I said, you're gonna need help bringing these in the house because they are quite heavy. They are heavy. These are 85 pounds. But once you pull them out, or when you're trying to pull them out of the box, I have to say, I think you're probably gonna have to stand them up to pull them out of the box like I did, because if you just try to put them on the floor and just deadlift them out, it's a lot of weight and it's kind of awkward. So if you're gonna do that, you're definitely gonna need help. But if you stand them up to pull them out of the box, grab the base and then just shimmy it out of the box. Just shimmy it out of the box, nice and slow to get it out of the box, and it'll come out of the box that way. I found that to be the easiest way to get these speakers out of the box. But in the box, you get the speaker itself, you get the grill, and you also get the carpet spikes. And I have both of these speakers on the spikes, and you just screw them in on the floor base right here. But if you have hardwood floors or just floors that you don't want to scratch, they do have a little pad under there to protect those floors, so you don't have to put the spikes on for those. But I do like the fact that the feet are just a little bit outboard of the speaker to provide a little bit of extra stability once you set these speakers up, because they are tall, as you can see here, and that's really cool. Now, as far as the grill is concerned, to pull it off, you just give it a small little tug because it's got magnets all along the base right here to match with the magnets on the case. And then you can see all of those beautiful drivers right there. You've got the mid-range driver here, the tweeter, the other mid-range, the 3 woofers down here. And this makes your 3-way speakers because you have all of these dedicated drivers. So I'm looking forward to breaking these in and trying that out. But over here on the rear of the speaker, you can see you've got 2 ports right here to let air escape out of the box. I didn't see any port plugs or anything like that, so I just think you have to leave them vented just like this. And you also get a pair of binding posts, dual binding posts down here, so you can BiAmp or BiWire these. Now, if you're going to use a single pair of speaker cable, just leave these like they are and plug them in. You'll be fine. You can use spade connections or whatever. But if you are going to BiAmp or BiWire, make sure you take off this little metal interconnect before you do that. Unscrew these little caps and then just slide that interconnect off so that you can BiWire or BiAmp. But again, if you're just going to use a single pair of speaker wire or a single speaker cable with, you know, your red and your black, just leave them like they are, plug them in and go to town. So I am going to be reviewing these, like I said, so make sure you hit that notification bell and that subscribe button so you can be alerted when that review drops. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give us a thumbs up. I'm gonna go ahead, grab those T2s, unbox those, and then get everything set up so I can begin my review process after I spend a little bit of time breaking the speakers and making sure the drivers are happy and stuff like that. So that's all I have. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the review between these and the T2 Pluses. I'm gonna talk about everything that I can think of as far as that's concerned. So I'll talk to you next time.